What's up, guys? Purple Coin Entertainment here. Actually, it's just me and Timothy.
Yeah, just me and
but
Zack.
We just saw the My Hero movie, so there will be spoilers. We are going to be talking about it. We just saw it. Spoilers, if you have not seen the movie, go watch the movie.
By the way, this is the one
really
that just
good.
came out in theaters.
Yes, Heroes Rising.
Yeah.
Not the first one.
Not the first one.
We're
going to compare the two at some point, probably.
Probably. But, yeah, so spoiler warning for that.
And like Zack just said, we just saw it. Like, we just walked out of the theater. Yep. We were intentionally not talking. And it's
very hard.
It's very hard not to talk about this movie, because...
Alright,
okay.
So...
Yeah, how do we start this? I don't even know where to start.
Let's start with the beginning of the movie.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
good idea.
Very different, because they were just on an island, just kind of doing hero stuff, and I guess that was actually kind of cool, just seeing them do hero stuff, you know, like helping people out and stuff. And
it's a situation that we haven't seen them in before. Like,
yeah, we've never...
Like, we've seen them do internships and blah, 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 but, like, they're actually, like, taking phone calls, helping people on the island. Like, I don't know, it's really cool.
Neat. I liked it. And then
there were no other heroes around.
There were no other heroes, which, first of all, I thought was stupid.
That's a big...
I thought that was very dumb, considering the reputation that
Class 1A specifically has.
I was just like, that sounds bad. Like,
something not good's gonna happen later in the movie.
Ooh, they've been attacked by villains twice.
More than twice.
Probably three times now? 2 or 3?
More than that.
More than most people have.
Too many times.
So it's like, why would you leave them alone? And I know this island has not had a lot of bad stuff
for 30 years, they said.
For 30 years. But even still, like, I don't know, send one person with them at least. That was kind of like, ugh.
Yeah.
But, after that, we meet 2 of the main characters.
2 of the little kids.
Yeah, which are the little kids. I hated the girl. From the moment she showed up, I was like, gosh, I freaking hate you.
Don't like her.
Stinker.
Keep PG.
Keep PG. The kid was alright. The boy was alright.
Yeah, he was alright. He was just like a mini Deku, kind of.
Kind of.
Except he had a quirk.
Yeah. The thing is, they were just kind of there. Honestly, like...
They were there to drive the plot.
Yeah, they were plot devices. The boy more so was a plot device, as we'll get into later.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me, they were just kind of there. I didn't really care too much for them.
You know, actually, now that I'm remembering, the very start of the movie is a car chase scene.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. Yeah, yes, that was hype.
That was hype.
They just throw you right in, and they're like, oh, look, bad guys, good guys. Oh gosh, good guys are dying. And I'm just like, what the frick?
Like, legit, like, everyone dies except Endeavor and that, like, the guy with the wings. What was his name?
Hawkman. It wasn't Hawkman, but I'm gonna call him Hawkman.
I thought he was a villain at first.
Oh, really?
Because he just appeared at the scene of the crime. And then I was like, no, he's not a villain, because that feels too predictable. But then I was like, what if that's what they want me to think?
But yeah.
I was wrong, by the way.
Also, nobody, I don't know. Somebody might have died during that. I'm not sure.
I didn't see any of those other heroes ever again after that.
Well, Rocklock was there, and I feel like...
Yeah, but this takes place after season... Oh, that's just it.
Oh.
We didn't know when this movie took place entirely.
Yeah.
I thought it was in between seasons 3 and 4. It's not. It's
not.
After season 4.
It's after season 4.
It's after episodes that haven't even come out yet.
Yeah, because Deku does... we're going to talk about it. We said spoilers.
Yeah,
Deku does air shoot things, and at the time of recording, that was the last episode, was him learning that he can do that.
Yeah, so we know it takes place after the last episode.
Yeah, it probably takes place after season 4, because I doubt it happens during the school festival.
Yeah, they wouldn't like
so
they wouldn't go there during the school festival.
Yeah. Anyway, so we meet.
I feel like it's in between semesters.
Yeah. So we meet kids. Then little girl is like, bad guy, and then Bakugo is like, that's not bad guy, that's fake, because she has illusion powers, and that makes me hate the girl even more, because she just like hates on heroes, and I don't get that. Like, some people I understand have had bad experience with heroes, but she didn't. She just was like, I don't want my little brother to become a hero because it's dangerous, and I'm just like,
I was kind of... Did you watch Incredibles 2?
No.
I was kind of getting Incredibles 2 vibes. Like, anytime someone talks about hating heroes, because in Incredibles 2, which, minor spoilers for people that haven't seen that, which if you haven't, like Zack, what are you doing with your life? Anyway, one of the villains in there like talked about how they hated superheroes because the heroes didn't come when people attacked and killed their parents. Yeah, parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I couldn't. I had to think about it. It's been a little bit now. But, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, oh, she hates superheroes because heroes didn't come save her mom or something. And we know her mom died, but
yeah,
spoilers. But that's, like, all we know.
Yeah,
so
I didn't say how.
Don't know why
I don't know. I don't like it when people give bad reasons for hating heroes. Because it happens a lot. Like, one minor thing happens, and then people are like, heroes are all the worst, I hate them all, I'm gonna be a villain now, It's just like, hold on,
which didn't happen to her.
Yeah, no,
and
she was just
Deku
upset.
explained that she didn't even dislike heroes, she just didn't want her brother to be a hero. And I think she didn't want heroes around because she knew that it would inspire her brother.
Yeah, it would make him want to become
so
one.
I don't think she actually hated heroes.
Probably not, but that's still just kind of dumb to me. I didn't really care for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so after Bakugo says like, I didn't fall for your pathetic trick.
We see the League of Villains.
And
Bad Touch was
honestly,
there.
They didn't do anything.
They didn't. I mean, okay, so the new villain in this movie was 9, and he had been taking experiment stuff from
the League of Villains.
They've been giving him things, and so he had the ability to take 9 or 8 other quirks from people because he had his own, and then
the powers. They gave him One for All's powers.
Yeah, he was basically a new One for All, except he had the limit of only having.
Yeah, he could only hold 9,
and he was still insane. But we'll get there.
Crazy. So yeah, and so we see them for the car chase scene, and there's only like 3 of them there, and only Dobby and
Magic Man.
Why can't I compress?
And Lizard Man.
Lizard Man was just driving, but Dobby and Compressor.
But Lizard Man was there. It's very important.
Yeah, they didn't really do much, and then you saw Twice and Toga there, and they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Really, the only person who did anything was Shigaraki,
and he didn't even do anything until the
end. He really didn't do anything.
He pulled a
Hakai.
Yeah, we'll get there. We're still working on it. We're still at the beginning. This is still the beginning of the movie. I just want to say
so much happens,
and that's
so
something
crazy.
I want to talk about. Comparing from the first movie. The first movie, I was like, the first half of the movie was so slow.
Yeah,
it was so boring. Yeah. There was nothing happening.
Yeah,
and the first half of this movie, like, we're still at the beginning. We're not even halfway through. Halfway through, we're already at the climax. Well, not the climax, but like
stuff is going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, this movie opens up better, and then gets to the actual stuff faster than the first movie does.
Yes, and I appreciated it greatly. Because I went into this movie expecting the first half to be just utterly boring because of the first movie. Which, not saying the utterly boring stuff in the first movie was bad.
Yeah,
it was just...
Nothing much was going on.
Yeah, just not a lot was happening.
So yeah, we see League of Villains, and then we go back... Oh, yeah, basically, like, right after that...
is
stuff
when
goes down.
Yeah, they start attacking people, and
so
9 is like, oh, I need the cell healing quirk or whatever for my last quirk because I have a disease or something that's like if I use my quirks too much, I die.
So the One for All quirk is like tearing away at his body. Yeah, did I say that right?
That seems right.
All for one. Yeah, All for One quirk.
Yeah, All for One.
Quirk is tearing at his body. So he needs a cell regenerative quirk. So, the little boy has that quirk, but his dad also has that quirk. So 9 finds his dad, who is away from the island, and takes his quirk, but it isn't compatible with his blood type. So
science.
Yeah, science. So he has to go to the island to get the kid's quirk. So that's why they end up there. So they storm in on a big old boat and just kind of ram into the island.
That's how I drive boats in Fortnite.
Just ram it out to the land.
Yeah.
And then they all jump out. And
let's talk about the other 3 people in that. And there's 3 other villains that are with 9.
Yeah.
Let's talk about them for a bit.
Let's talk about the one who gets defeated first. I forget his name, but he had
a cool quirk though.
He had a pretty neat quirk. He takes inanimate objects and turns them into his puppets. And honestly, it seemed pretty crazy.
Yeah.
he did it, and I was like, wow, that's actually really good. He's kind of there for a minute. He takes Bakugo. He wraps Bakugo up while him, Kirishima, and Kaminari are fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And is like, oh yeah, I can just use your armor. Even though I can't use living objects, I can still take what you're using, your clothes, your armor, stuff like that.
And Bakugo said, frick you.
And then Bakugo said, frick that, and burst out, and then said, big bang.
I gotta say, Bakugo was one of the highlights of the movie.
Bakugo actually felt like an important character.
I know.
I had this thought
really
a few days ago. Like, Midori is the main character,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like sometimes they try to make Bakugo kind of on par with him, but they don't.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of falls off. But I know that they want to, with how much he's been dealt with, like, with All Might, and just being the counterpart to Deku, but they just don't always do a good job of that, but they did an amazing job.
Yeah, no, this movie
in this
was
movie. They
great
made it
with
feel like
Bakugo.
he was important.
Mm-hmm.
Every other character really didn't feel important, though, which kind of...
Not entirely, but, like, each character was used in really great ways that showed off their quirks, which is what the anime and the last movie did not do a lot of.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every single character had a really great shining moment in this movie. I mean, by shining moment, I mean they got to see their quirks to the full potential.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we got to
like
see
even Mineta was like,
yeah. Boy was popping off. He was like literally just popping them off, you know. Oh, I hope people stay long enough to hear that.
Oh gosh, that was great.
So yeah.
Okay. So
Rope Man gets bodied by Bakugo,
and it was awesome.
Cool. And then we have
the chick.
What's the girl's name?
I don't know.
It was Slice.
Slice. I think so.
She can turn her hair into like knives.
And she had knives on her hands.
And she was very pointy.
She was very pointy.
Nobody fought her at first.
You're right.
Nobody.
I don't think so.
No,
not that I remember.
She was just. She got to the island and peaced out, and we didn't see her until something later. But
the fight with her though, with
Tokiomi.
Tokiomi and Dark Shadow.
Pretty nice.
That
we'll
was
get to there.
That's later
on.
And
then Chimera. Chimera is a freaking beast.
Literally.
That wasn't meant to be a joke, but it was, and I'm not sorry.
There's two major fights with him, and both of them were just wild.
Yeah, the first one, I was really expecting them to be able to do something. They could not touch him.
There was 4 of them against him. It was Todoroki, Ida,
Sugar Rush Man.
Yeah, Sugar Rush Man. And was it? Oh, it was also the creepy dude with all the body parts.
I can't remember his name.
I don't either.
He's cool. He was pretty cool in this movie.
He was cool.
So yeah, they were all fighting, and they were not doing jack diddly. And it was like, holy crap, are they about to get bodied? And they really didn't, because he didn't do too much. I mean,
he was just kind of standing there taking everything, and was like, haha, I am strong.
Yeah, he just kind of took stuff and, like, tossed them. If they got near him, he would kind of, like, toss them away. But he really didn't do much. But he was tanky. He took hits for days and did not care.
And we'll get into the second fight in a bit, because that's where he actually just did some crazy stuff.
And then we go to Deku fighting... meeting up with 9, because the kids went back to their house, or were trying to go back to their house.
And 9 is trying to get the boys' quirk this entire time.
So 9 obliterates their house, and it's like, boy, I'm going to take your power. And then Deku shows up and is like, nope, and takes him away. Then Deku fights 9 in the forest for a second.
And gets bodied.
Doesn't get bodied right then, but kind of is like, oh shoot, I'm losing. They get knocked out. Oh yeah, no, he does get bodied because he gets blasted out of the forest into a wall. And then
Bakugo comes in and is like, freak out! And then
yeah, Bakugo shows up after Deku gets wiped, and it's like, Deku, you weakling, I'm gonna show you how to body this fool. Bakugo then gets bodied, and then they both get
dead,
smacked by lightning. This guy summons forth lightning and just goes, no. And yeah, then they're just dead.
Yep.
And that's the end.
That's the roll credits.
Roll credits. No, they are out cold, and
They get rescued by the other
yeah
team members.
And the reason 9 doesn't win is because he starts having a breakdown because of his cells.
Yeah, he's got to have the boy's quirk.
Yeah, he has to have the cell regeneration to be able to function. So he starts breaking down.
Which kind of confused me about the end of the movie, but we'll get there.
Okay. And then the other heroes take Deku Bakugo and the children back to their hideout. And then Pointy Girl takes 9 back to their place so that way he can rest. And then
I feel like instead of like reviewing this movie or talking about what we think about it, we're just kind of like
I know we kind of we're talking
about the entire movie.
We are, but at the same time we're kind of talking about the bits and pieces of it. So at that point,
that's true. That should just tell you how good this movie is. It's like we want to talk about almost every single part of it.
I really want to talk about everything
because it was that good.
So that fight in the forest, I thought it was pretty well done.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked it. It really showed. I think it gave you a sense of how strong 9 was, and I think they did that very well.
9 is scary.
Bakugo and Deku got absolutely annihilated, and it was like, what's gonna happen? Like, what can they do? The two strongest people, probably besides Todoroki, and Todoroki couldn't do anything to Chimera either.
Mm-mm.
So like, nobody was able to touch these villains, and it really gave you a sense of, oh frick, oh no, oh shoot, what's gonna happen?
Bad.
Because
bad is gonna happen.
You just don't know what they can do. They're getting destroyed. And then
so they all evac. The villains evac, the heroes evac. They all just recover, and then they're like, okay, we're gonna have a final showdown.
Yeah. So they pile up on this island, kind of separate from the main island, and they're like, all right, we're gonna split the villains off 3 ways. We're all gonna fight them, kind of separately using our own stuff. And then with 9, we're going to wither him down so he cannot use his quirk.
Yeah. And they do that.
And they do that.
And he still uses his quirk.
And
he gets stronger, actually.
He does get stronger.
Which is where I was saying I got really confused because I was like, he's like, because they actually do wear him down to the point where he's like struggling again. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, he's like a god now.
Yeah. So let's talk about Slice versus Dark Shadow and Tokiomi.
Yeah.
Not much, actually. Like, the little bit that they had was kind of cool, but I feel like nothing really happened.
Yeah, I mean, it was just cool because it was like seeing Dark Shadow like go off.
Yeah, he kind of popped off for a second there, which was neat. But out of the 3 fights...
He got real big.
He got real big. Out of the 3 fights that were going on, that one was the least interesting.
Yeah,
but
sure.
And I feel like they could have done more with it. And
well,
I
also, Slice was just not that... And, like, I feel like out of the 4 main villains in the movie, she was probably the least interesting.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, they didn't do a ton with it. What they did was cool. Could have done more. But yeah, seeing Tokiomi and Dark Shadow pop off like that was pretty neat.
And Acid Girl, she was just kind of like...
Yeah, she was doing stuff. What is her name?
I don't remember.
Frick.
She likes to dance, though. I know that.
She does. She's a dancer. So yeah, that happened. That was kind of cool. And then...
Beast fight.
You had Ida Todoroki, Kirishima, and Sue fighting Chimera.
Yeah.
They were kind of doing all right, and then he said, all right, now I'm going to go Super Saiyan. And then
he got like wings, he got like wings, dragon tail.
Massive, and he could shoot hyper beams, and it was like, it was
horrifying.
He was terrifying. Like, and the thing is, they still weren't doing anything to him. And then he was like, what if I got stronger? And they were like, oh.
And then Todoroki's, which was one of the coolest parts of the... And then no pun intended. One of the coolest parts of the movie.
Yeah, I decided, hey, I'm going to get my butt in gear, because I'm Todoroki, if you guys don't know.
Yeah, you should have seen him at Halloween last year, being Todoroki. He, like, actually dyed his hair, half of his hair red with... What was it, Kool-Aid?
It was Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it didn't come out for a long time.
It didn't come out for a long time. Anyways, so he's like, hey, guys, get me in close, and I'll do something to defeat him. And they're
just like, okay.
They're like, okay, sure. We're going to die anyway, so might as well.
Seems good to me.
Yeah. So they distract him. Todoroki gets like right up on him. and then shoves his hand down his throat, and it's like, I'm going to freeze you from the inside, and he does, and it's super cool.
It was really cool.
No pun intended.
Yeah, it was really cool.
And he makes an ice sculpture out of Chimera, and it's just like, wow.
Which, by the way, what makes it really, really cool was the fact that he had frozen him like 3 or 4 times throughout the movie, and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So he like had taken his father's instruction on heat on making that hotter. And he's like, I'm going to do this with ice instead, and like froze him from the inside. And I don't know, that was so cool.
Yeah, because his dad was like, increase your body heat to make your fire bigger, but he was like, what if I drop it to make my ice stronger? Which is really cool that he
was almost like an ice sculpture himself by the end of it. That's how like
he really put a lot into it.
It was so cool.
And then you have the big main fight going on with Nine versus Deku and Bakugo once again.
Uraraka was fighting for a little bit too. And
that's right.
Some of the other like characters were like helping fend off, like Mineta. Momo.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
Yeah, Momo. And
Belly Button Beam. What's his name?
I don't remember. Naval Laser Boy and Tape Elbows.
Tape Elbows
were helping to kind of make Nine use his quirk.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really do much. I mean, they helped, but
they used his quirk up. I mean which didn't matter in the end, like I said, because he just powered up. Anyway.
Yeah, it really didn't matter. But they tried, and then Bakugo and Deku were fighting. Again, they got smacked.
Yep.
Which is crazy because at this point you're thinking, oh, this is like pretty close to the end of the movie, and they're still getting their butts kicked, and you're just like,
I knew something crazy was going to have to happen.
Yeah.
For like and something crazy did happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at that point you're probably just like, okay, he's gonna not be able to do anything anymore. They're gonna get a good hit in, and they're gonna win. No.
Nope.
That does not happen.
Does not happen.
So
they get a good hit in, and he gets stronger.
Yeah, so basically what happens is he beats them. They go off Nine goes off to try and get the kids again. At that point, he's already feeling it. He's like, ow, ooh, my bones.
Yep.
And then Deku goes, kick. Sends them flying, and you're like, oh my gosh, they did it. They did not do it.
They did not do it.
He's like, I can go even further beyond.
Plus Ultra.
Yeah. And then you start summoning a fire typhoon from the sky. And it's like, oh shoot, oh no. And then Deku's like, alright, gotta go 100%. And Bakugo was like, howitzer tornado, or whatever his move is. Yeah. And they hit the tornado. And then they lose.
And they get almost dead.
And then they almost die. And then
this is when the crazy part happens.
And then Nine is like, alright, I'm gonna grab you with my back dragons.
Yeah, back dragons.
So, Nine can just make dragons come out of his back. It's weird.
And eat people.
Yeah, so he grabs them and is holding them down. And is like, alright, I'm gonna get the boy now. And then Deku's like, Bakugo, we can't beat him unless we do this thing. And
then his eyes opened really wide. And then I looked at Zack in the theater. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Because I knew exactly what was about to happen.
Deku says something, and it's like, he doesn't outright say it, but he says something, and you are like, oh no.
He transferred one for all.
He gives Bakugo one for all.
Yeah.
And then they fight Nine again in his god state.
So like how in season 4, which, spoilers for season 4 if you haven't watched season 4 yet. At one point when Midoriya is fighting
Chisaki.
Yeah, Chisaki. He goes 100% with Eri on his back because Eri is able to prevent him from breaking his bones.
Yeah.
And he gets like that green hair, like the bright green hair.
Spikes up and he gets green hair.
It looks almost like Super Saiyan-y.
Yeah.
That's why we're calling it Super Saiyan. Bakugo does the same thing, except his hair gets all orange, and it was so cool.
Yeah. So they are in their one for all forms, and it's crazy.
It was amazing.
And
then the do 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 do. No, not that song. That's.
I was about to say that's the wrong song.
Yeah, never mind. What's do 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 do.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one. It's like a slow version of it, and someone's
lyrics.
singing lyrics, and I was like, and I couldn't handle it. And then Deku's like, they're finally like,
oh, hold on,
broke him down.
Yeah, so they're fighting,
They're breaking all their bones, by the way, while they're doing this.
Yeah, they're breaking all their bones because they were fighting at 100% to do this. And I'm pretty sure Deku even before was like, "Yep, I'm probably gonna lose my powers after this."
Yeah, he'd already lost one of his arms too. Well, like broken one of his arms. So like,
yeah, so he gives it to Bakugo. He's like, "Yeah, I'll probably lose my powers after this, but this is the only thing to do to win." So then they fight. They're beating him up. They get him to a point and then knock him away. And then there was a line that Deku said. It sent chills down my spine.
Final smash.
This will be my final smash. And that sent chills down my spine.
Same here.
Whenever he said that. Because he was going in for... They knocked him off a ledge after destroying 9. And then he was going in for that final kick. And he said that line. And I was just like, wow. That really hit hard.
Yeah, like the way he said it, he was like, "This will be my final smash!" And,
And then Bakugo does a big blam and yeah, that.
Oh.
And then, yeah, he's defeated.
And then the other heroes show up. All Might comes over and Midoriya wakes up for half a second while they're both unconscious.
Yeah.
And
yeah, Bakugo and Midoriya are both conscious. Everyone is fine.
He's like, "I'm sorry, All Might, I gave Bakugo the thing."
You don't have to do that voice.
Okay.
But yeah, he was like, "I'm sorry, I gave him one for all. I don't have
it." It was all we could do.
Yeah. And then
the movie's like, "Jinx."
Yeah, they're like, "Ha, gotcha. Deku still has it, Bakugo doesn't. Why? Who freaking knows?"
Yeah, they didn't explain that well.
They didn't.
All Might was like, "It's because of the other members. Thank you for doing the." I was like, "What?"
Yeah. So what I thought was maybe like,
because they said he went unconscious before fully inheriting the powers. That's why it didn't work.
Well, no, that's what he thought happened, but it was because of the previous members. So here's what I thought happened was that the previous members like split up one for all. Like some of them went to Bakugo and then some of them stayed in Deku. You know,
and then maybe went back to Deku afterwards because he didn't fully inherit it.
Maybe, I don't know. Like they didn't explain that well.
Yeah.
I was very confused.
That's something I have to look up. And this is where I wanted to talk about it in the theater. And I already talked to Zack a little bit in the theater about this. But the creator said that this movie was originally his idea for the ending of the anime. And so what I think happened, which I'm not 100% sure on this, but I think the movie was supposed to end with Bakugo keeping One for All. And maybe Midoriya dies, I don't know, because from the way it looked, he could have died in All Might's arms there.
Oh, he could have 100% died. I don't think they would have, I don't know, I don't think they would have done that. I think he still would have been alive, but Bakugo just would have had One for All.
Yeah, but either way, I think that's how it was originally intended to end, and since, like, I don't know if this movie's canon either. I'm pretty sure it's going to be.
I would say this movie is probably canon. Don't take that as fact. Look that up. But I would say it's probably canon. And
if it is canon, which they made it to where it could be, like, that's probably why they ended up making the ending where Midoriya still has One for All and Bakugo doesn't. Yeah. Just so they can keep continuity with the anime.
Yeah, but it was really cool, and you really felt like,
you know, I bet on, like, a DVD release, like, maybe they'll have the alternate ending that was supposed to be.
That would be so sick.
That would be really cool.
I would love that. But, yeah, so that happens. Deku keeps One for All. And then we see 9, who is still alive.
Yeah, the other villains have been captured by the police. 9's, like, on another island entirely.
Yeah. And then Shigaraki shows up. And 9's like, "Hey, help me out.
I need some more of that good juices you got there."
Give me them good juices.
And Shigaraki was like, "I'm a bad touch now."
Yeah, he was like, "Ooh, time for bad touch. Thanks for doing your job." Which I don't know fully what he was...
I honestly think it was just a test. He was just using him as a test subject.
Yeah, just to see what it could do. Maybe.
And now he knows.
Yeah. And
so that's going to lead into some Season 5 stuff, I think, where Shigaraki's really going to go off with some of this quirk-stealing stuff.
Yeah.
Which will be really interesting to see what he ends up doing, because this movie was nuts. And if that was just a test subject... Like, I can't imagine how far this is going to go in the anime.
I don't know how far Deku is going to have to go with his powers. Because
it took 2 one-for-alls to
2 one-for-alls.
take down the test subject.
Yeah. Like...
And that was just the thing. He was a test subject that was badly injured because he didn't have that one quirk to heal himself.
Yeah.
So it's like, he wasn't... Because he even said in the movie he wasn't going at his full strength. So it's like... Gosh.
Yeah, like, I don't know what's gonna have to happen for...
Also, he got One-For-All's powers. 9 did. Does that mean One-For-All doesn't have One-For-All anymore? Or did they just somehow copy the ability?
I think they probably just copied it. I think they might have taken a little bit of One-For-All's power.
Because I know that One-For-All intends for his power to go to Shigaraki.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, if they were able to test One-For-All's power on other people, I would assume that they have access to that power in more than one way.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's just One-For-All already has given them a little bit of it, and they just kind of have it somewhere, or something.
I just remember Dr. Eggman was in the movie.
Dr. Eggman was in the movie.
And he was the reason that 9 had the power.
Yeah, so they probably just have, like, One-For-All's, I guess, power. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it would
Not
be.
actually Dr. Eggman. It's just a dude that looks like Dr. Eggman.
He looks a lot like Dr. Eggman.
Yeah, it's kind of...
So yeah, they probably just have his power somewhere, and then can, like, dish out dosage of it. But yeah, I think Shigaraki will eventually have One-For-All's power.
He's going to be freaking horrifying.
And I think him and Deku
One-For-All
are going to be the final fight
of the anime. Yeah.
With him having all of One-For-All and Deku being able to control 100%. And past that, probably, because I feel like he's going to have to.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah, like...
It's going to be insane.
I honestly just don't know where they can go with it, though, because of the fact that, like, it took so much to beat 9, who was not even at the peak of strength, and it took 2 One-For-Alls to win. So I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
And technically, it took more than that, because he was already weakened before that.
Yeah,
like, by, like, all the other classmates. So, I mean, like, he was already pretty much at his lowest, and it took 2 One-For-Alls to beat him.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. It's going to be wild.
It's going to end up going to, like, Dragon Ball Super levels, where they, like, just ascend into god forms or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only thing I can think of.
Yeah, good movie. If you're listening to this, you have already seen it. If you have not seen it and you are listening to this,
you've already seen it.
You've already seen it.
But you should go watch it anyway, because it's really good.
And we did leave a little bit out.
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did.
We left the stuff that wasn't action.
That wasn't important. But you should see it anyways.
Let's go ahead and spoil those too. The electric guy fixes a tractor.
Kaminari fixes tractor.
Ida
carries old woman.
Oh wait, those were the only details we left out.
Yeah. So
that I can't. Was there anything else that happened? Oh,
we
okay.
Didn't talk about how they made the plan.
Who cares?
Or how Boy used his cell regeneration to heal Deku and Bakugo.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually kind of important.
But now he did, so.
Also, like, this was just a really good movie. It really showcased everything that My Hero is about.
Yes.
It even had, like, those heart-touching moments where, like, Deku's talking to the little boy and, like, you too can be a hero.
There was, like, 2 or 3 moments in the movie where I felt, like, that gut pull, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, frick, oh no, I'm crying.
Yeah, I felt that.
I didn't, but I was like, oh no.
This is my final smash. That got me.
Yeah.
Him talking to All Might before passing out.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I was about to cry hard.
Yeah. There were just moments where I was like, yeah, if I was either 1, more emotional, or 2, by myself, I probably would have cried.
If I'd been by myself, I would have been screaming, because it was taking everything for me not to stand up in the theater and go, is this canon or not? While the transfer was happening. I wanted to scream that so bad.
Yeah.
Because I was just like, oh my gosh, what is happening?
Yeah, it was crazy. So,
out of 10, what would you rate this movie? I already got my rating.
Probably 9.
Dude, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I'm really tempted to give it a 9.5, but like I still feel like there's some things that's like it doesn't deserve to be that high.
Yeah.
So I'm just give it a 9, and some of those things that I think, you know, like, I mean,
honestly, I'd probably give it a 9 just because I just watched it. Over time, I will probably drop it down to like an 8 or an 8.5.
You think so?
Probably. But, like...
I'm just trying to think, like, what in the movie would lower the score for me? And I think... Well, first off, the villain's plan was, you know, rebuild a new society. You're like, that's nothing new. That wasn't, like, anything unique or anything.
His plan wasn't very good.
It was literally just the generic villain takes over world plan.
That was it. Like,
remakes society the way that, like... So, like, I think that's kind of what dropped it for, like... And I'm not saying that's, like, a bad thing. It's just... It lowers points because...
It's so generic.
It's generic.
Oh, also, the fight scene at the very end, where Bakugo and Deku are fully amped up, the animation looked kind of weird. I don't know if
there were some moments in the animation that looked kind of strange. I don't know if you saw that one dog. That looked like the most derpy thing.
I meant to say that to you because I noticed it like a frame or two before it cut. I was like,
I couldn't pay attention during that scene. I was just staring that dog down. I was just like, what is that?
This dog was just like flat. Like
flat dog. It didn't have pupils. It just had circles. It had circle eyes.
And it was just like
ovals.
It's a 2D anime, but you could tell that this dog was 2D. Like, it was flat.
There was no depth to this dog at all.
It was so funny.
It was the derpiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
And I didn't even catch it, but for like a second, I was just like, what the heck?
I caught it from the beginning. I saw it for a good, like, I just stared at it it was on screen for a good 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah,
I stared at it the whole time. I was like, what is wrong with that dog? It was so funny. I'm so glad you saw the dog, too.
I meant to tap you on the shoulder and be like, did you see that dog? Because I was like, what is wrong with it?
It's stupid.
Yeah.
I'm glad there were no other dogs in the movie.
But yeah, the animation at the very end. Because there was stuff that was happening, but I couldn't really tell because it just got kind of...
It was like Bakugo, like, dropped into a cave or something and like melted down a rock.
It was at that point and then a little bit further that it stayed like that animation. And I was like, I don't know why like the animation quality kind of dropped. And I think it's because so much was going on that they just could not detail it all.
And it was really hard to tell like what exactly they were doing.
Yeah. And because Deku did that thing he did in the second fight against Bakugo, when the screen kind of went black and it was just Deku and he had the lightning going on.
Yeah.
They did that, but it was not as clean.
Yeah.
And I think it's because they had so much going on that they had to decrease the animation, because he ended up going into just like a blue ball of electricity, and then started kind of zipping around, and it was kind of like, I like this. This is cool and all, but you can tell that they decreased the quality, and that kind of sucks, because they could have had, if they had max quality, Deku still would have been there, and you would have seen him zipping around instead of him going into a ball. And like you said, Bakugo fell into a pit at one point, and then he started going like full on blast mode and started like melting stuff, and it got very blocky and just kind of, I don't know.
It was more kind of like a muddy kind of.
Yeah, it was very muddy.
Look, because like it looked like everything was starting to smear together, and I was like, "What's going on?" I couldn't even tell what was happening at that point.
So that's something that brought it down for me.
Yeah,
was just the fact that they made that very smear.
Especially since that was like the final part of the final fight.
That was the big moment, and it was just kind of like, And like in the moment, I was like, okay, this is cool. I still like it. I understand what's going on. But I would have preferred it
to have been nicer,
to look nicer. And I don't know how much, like, I'm not an animator, so like, I guess I can't really speak about it. But I do wish that they could have maybe tried to increase it a little bit, even if it meant that the movie would take longer to come out. I would have been fine with it. I don't know how much money they would have had to spend on that, though, because I'm sure that would have taken a whole heckin' lot just for that part of the movie. So, like, I understand, but at the same time, I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
Because they also do stuff like that in Black Clover.
I have not watched that.
Yeah. If you haven't seen Black Clover, I'm not really going to give any spoilers or anything, but, like, there's some big moments where they're fighting, but then it gets very smeared like that. And I'm just like, this would look so cool if it wasn't done like this. And I guess since they do it in multiple animes, it's just quality. Like, they cannot put the amount of quality.
Maybe it's not quality. Maybe that's just an art style that happens. I don't know.
If that's just like an actual art style, I do not like it. I think it takes away from the quality and just makes it look worse. But that's just me. Like, some
that
people
could also
like
just be like a Japanese like art preference, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But yeah, that was something that took points. Honestly, that to me took off more points than the bad villain reasoning.
Yeah, no, yeah, probably for me too.
And I still gave the movie a 9, so.
Yeah, no, there was so much good about this movie. It's really hard to be critical about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, compared to the first movie, it blew it out of the water.
Oh, it's so much better.
Like, the first movie, I would have given it, like, maybe, like, a 7, probably.
I would have given it probably a 7.
Like, 6.5 or 7.
Yeah.
Probably around there. This movie, yeah, I'd give it a 9 right now.
Yep.
I don't see myself lowering it from a 9, honestly. I know we just came out of the theater, like, almost an hour ago.
I would think I would only drop it to an 8.5. And, again, probably just for that lack of quality.
And if I drop, like I said, if I dropped it, it wouldn't be much lower than that either.
Like,
because it's a really good movie. So, yeah, if you haven't seen it, you should go see it.
Even though you listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Go see it. It's really good.
Yeah, it's worth the watch.
If you have seen it, which I hope you have if you listen to this podcast, leave comments down below. Tell us what you rate it. Let us know if you know anything about that animation quality.
Yeah.
Let us know if you know if it's canon or not. We might look that up. But yeah, let us know anyways. And
is this a movie that you would want to watch again at some point?
Yes. I'd watch this movie again.
Yeah. In theater or?
Probably not in theater.
Because I feel like if I want to see a movie again in theaters, then it's like really good.
Yeah. Well, I am somebody who does not go to the movies. So, like, for me to even show up here and watch it...
It says something.
It says something. Like, I was excited enough to see the movie, so you should definitely go watch the movie. And I'm saying it's good, which means you should go watch the movie. But I'm just an internet funny man, so what does my opinion matter, I guess?
Yeah.
But you should go watch it, because it's good. But
I think it was really good. If I was going with, like, someone else that maybe hasn't seen it, then I would love to see it in theaters again, just to, like, watch the reactions.
Yeah, that would be it.
But otherwise, I'm just going to get it on DVD and watch it again there.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the first movie, like, 3 or 4 times already on, like, DVD, so it's like, I'm going to be watching this one a bunch on DVD, too.
Yeah. I would definitely love to see the stuff they put on the DVD, like any extras and stuff.
I hope there's, like, the alternate ending, like, what the ending was supposed to be. Or at least maybe an interview that talks about what was supposed to happen.
It would probably be an interview, just saying, like, yeah, I originally wanted Bakugo to keep all for one, and...
One for all.
One for all.
But, you know, that's what I thought was going to happen at the beginning of My Hero. I thought Bakugo was going to end up turning into a villain.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to happen anymore.
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to happen.
I think he's a jerk, but I think Bakugo is one of the characters in My Hero that has grown the most. Other than maybe... Not even Deku has really grown that much as a character, but, like, Bakugo has really seen some character development throughout the anime, and I think this movie really...
This movie was so good for Bakugo.
That, yes.
It was so good for Bakugo. Like, the only characters that I would say were actually, like, important to this movie were Deku and Bakugo. And then the kids.
Yeah.
But the kids we won't ever see again.
And I don't want to, like, yeah, the rest of the classmates weren't really important either, but, like, this movie did a really great job. Like, I just want to emphasize, they did a really good job of showing off their quirks and getting the most out of all the characters there, I feel like. Yeah. Without making them, like, overly important.
Yeah, almost everybody was useful, except for Animal Talking Guy.
He was useful. He's what got Midoriya and Bakugo out of that first fight with
No, that
9.
was Sugar Man. Sugar Rush.
Mm-mm. No, Sugar Rush carried them out, but he sent all the birds that came through there.
Oh, you're right. He did do that. Well, good on him. That's the only thing. He did. Invisible Girl did nothing.
You're right. She didn't do anything.
I don't think she can.
Actually, she didn't do anything in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
I don't think she can. I mean, she's just invisible.
How did she get into UA?
That's a very good question.
That's a podcast for another day. Ways Invisible Girl got into UA.
Yep.
Have you seen this is basically My Hero?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I can't let you pass because you didn't kill any of these robots. You can't you can't prove I wasn't the one killing those robots. Shoot, you right. That's
yeah.
great.
So that's our opinions on Heroes Rising.
Yeah, let us know what you guys think in the comments below.
Go
see it.
Go see it.
Actually,
Goodbye.
hang on. This movie's not even in theaters anymore after tonight, is it?
Oh, shoot. Buy it on DVD.
Buy it on DVD. Blu-ray is nice. If you don't have Blu-ray, I think Blu-ray movies still come with regular discs.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
Cool. I mean, everyone has Blu-ray apparently now.
I don't.
You don't?
I don't.
We didn't get Blu-ray for the longest time. The only reason we have a Blu-ray player now is because Aaron gave it to
I don't
me.
even think we have a DVD player.
Oh, really?
I think ours broke and we just never got a new
Oh.
one.
Buddy, I know what I'm getting you for your birthday.
Well, we don't need it.
You don't watch DVDs?
No.
Do you stream?
We have Netflix, Hulu.
Oh.
We have everything. We don't need it.
Got you. You won't have the My Hero movie to watch.
I bet it will be on Funimation. It will be on because
You have
Heroes Rising.
to buy it.
Okay. That's the same as buying a DVD.
Oh, you're right. Well, no, I think you still have to buy the DVD. Because it comes with the code that you put into Funimation. Like, that's how I was able to give you...
Okay. I mean...
Oh, well, then I'll just buy the DVD
yeah,
and get...
just give me the code.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm smart.
Alright, thank you guys so much for listening to this. Let us know what you think down in the comments, and we'll see you guys next time.
See y'all.